I actually want to tell you why most lead generation agencies are going around screwing business owners and what you, the business owner, can do about it. Hey, my name is Faris Al Yusuf, and every week I hope to share some of the things that I learn as I go through the marketing industry and try to build out my own service that's actually helping business owners, get all the way from generating leads and actually closing the deals. So today, the topic that we're going to be going through is why most lead generation agencies suck today and what you can do about it as the business owner so that you're not getting ripped off, paying thousands of dollars for crappy marketing that never actually transcends into real dollars, right? That's what we're all about. So this first one is pretty simple, right? And it's just understanding the customer journey or the client journey in whatever business that you're working on. So one of the things that the most common mistakes I noticed is that the agency is not educating the business owner on what kind of customer journey they should be approaching and what technologies they could be using to improve this customer journey. So what actually happens is they're going to that customer and saying, hey, we're going to generate you leads and that's going to improve your business. And it's not really presenting a new opportunity to close more clients. So if you're actually serious about taking it to the next level, right, here's what you're going to want to do for this. You're going to actually wanting to find lead generation agencies in whatever niche that you're in that have sales teams. That simple. And you want those people who have sales teams to be integrating and certified in the softwares that is meant for your industry. So for instance, some of the things, to give you an example that we do, we're in the mortgage niche, right? And we generate leads there, and then we use a software such as High Level and can configure and customize it completely for our clients. And what that ends up happening is we are totally in sync when it comes to our sales. Our backend team is able to take care of all the leads, and they're able to kind of see in a real-time dashboard everything that's going on. So we're both on the same lens when it comes to the customer journey. We are on the same pipeline, and that is the biggest difference, right? Literally, if we're on different softwares, we don't know what's going on. How can you say that we're partnering up? I'm just selling you leads. So unless you're a massive corporation or a company that wants those type of leads and you're able to filter through them to your massive sales team, for the most part, right, if you are a small business, you're going to want to avoid finding lead generation agencies that are not able to properly migrate and integrate their sales process into your sales process, and that is how you can deal with this problem. So the second thing that really bothers me about lead generation agencies is that they're really not explaining KPIs and cost per acquisitions correctly when it comes to cold audience internet leads. So for instance, if you're in the mortgage industry, real estate industry, or for a matter of fact, any industry that's selling a high ticket service or a kind of a consultative service. And in that case, for the most part, your cost per acquisition online is going to be above a couple $100, if not more. And whenever that is the case, what happens is clients are coming in with $500 of ad spend. They may go through the first month without actually, finding somebody and closing a deal, or they may, and they just not move that fast, right? And they may not make that money back as fast as 30 days or 60 days. So that is one of the biggest issues I'm noticing, right, is that disconnect. If you're in a high ticket service or niche, right, do not go out and spend paid ads unless you know what you're doing, right? Because hiring an agency is think about it. If you're hiring an agency to manage $500 worth of ad spend, and if your cost per acquisition on average is about $400, right? And you get whatever leads that you get come in, and you're actually able to close that deal, but you also paid that agency whatever cost they did, right? Wouldn't you rather, right, use economies of scale here, right, and pay more, but then actually have somebody that's actually calling on the leads and able to schedule more and make more money back for you? So that's one of the biggest differences, taking this cost per acquisition, actually understand, what it takes with software and sales to really do the lead generation and grow your business and have it be sustainable. So that's one of, the big things to notice out for. So what you can do instead. So here's the thing, is you should still use the same mechanism, right? I'm not saying do not use paid ads. I think you should just have a different lens of view. What you should do is organically develop a list. And this is from my intuition that I've seen, and it's been working, right, is develop a natural list of people that you feel would actually benefit from hearing about the framework you offer, your service. You want to reach out to them, talk to them all the time, try to really connect to them and understand, how their business works. And then you can use paid ads to retarget them. And that is, Facebook is absolutely amazing for this, as well as YouTube, right? If you know how to use that platform and what you're looking for. So that is, as a smaller business, how you can, because Facebook is so commoditized that you can really, find people that you can pay $200-300 for like a retargeting campaign, and you just really need to understand and study the basics how this thing works so you're not getting ripped off, and you don't have to go out to pay for a retainer contract, right? If you're starting out, just build that list no matter what niche you're in, and just reach out to those people, connect to them, send them value, and then use retargeting to save yourself from going cold audience, right? And then with that, you can build lookalikes so that when you are ready to spend thousands and thousands of dollars, you already have a good base to start off, and you actually understand this, kind of ads manager and the whole framework of how, this stuff works. All right, so the third thing, which I actually believe is what makes lead generation agencies successful, the most, who don't do this. Now, of course, everything that I'm mentioning is like for 70% of the industries, there's, or a little bit more, there's still a decent amount of companies that are doing wonderful and actually helping businesses grow. But for the most part, people are just selling retainer contracts and they're churning over, and it's not really a sustainable solution. And some of the things, that I've seen that have helped avoid this is actually using technology and as well as automation. So let's take a look at this in a more grander sense, right? The lead generation agencies themselves in their customer journey is already using tons of automation, and they figured out for the most part how they can take away all the mundane tasks from the sales process, the marketing process, as well as the closing process, and even the retention, and they've done as much as they can. And then they use people to plug in the gaps, and you have a pretty cool machine that's able to work if you hire and train those people pretty well. So what I find is, why don't those agencies replicate that process within the business owners they work with? For the most part, the issue is business owners, I find, they want to do the sales. They want to be in the front of their business, obviously. It's their business. But the problem is they may not be in a niche that trained them for tons of sales work or understanding sales with technology. And that's the biggest thing, because we know like sales is all people and relationship oriented. So if you're good at just talking and building relationships, then you'll do fine. Obviously you need a little bit of closing skills, but there you go, right? But with technology, it's understanding how you can use that to pretty much remove the amount of time you have to spend closing somebody, right? So for instance, the way you should look at this in marketing, on average, you'd want to get 6-7 touches, and very important touches, and ones that actually help lower the guard between your client or potential prospect. And you can use technology along the way to do that. So for instance, if you're handing off a lead or an agency is giving you a lead, ask them, I want to use the tools that you guys are using when I came into your sales process. How do I send out these emails on automatic and change the name values? And all those stuff, there's so many details to go into, but that is, really what I'm trying to say here is these us lead generation agencies, all of us, right, are using wonderful tools. And if you're not willing to actually share all these tools and implement it, configure it for that business as part of your strategy to help them succeed, right, then it's not going to be a sustainable long-term relationship. Cool, alrighty. So let's just recap real quick what I've kind of ranted on today. Number one, the most thing that I went over first is the customer journey, and actually being educated in that and understand how this agency is going to come into your customer journey and what they're going to do and how they're going to integrate that. So that's number one. Number two is understanding the math of cost per acquisition in your industry, understanding cost per lead, and what it's going to take to really have a sustainable lead generation campaigns to a cold audience versus a more warmer audience that you build versus a list when you're starting out. So that's very important to know. So when you're looking to pick somebody to work with, right, and understanding, hey, you can do retargeting campaigns and just build a list organically until you have the money, to go thousands of dollars a month in ads. And number three is actually leveraging the technology that whatever company you're working with or that you're looking to work with is actually using into your business to remove as many mundane tasks, really, so that you can do more of what you do, which is take more appointments, close more like transfers, actually take calls that you're able to do without having to ramble around, right? And that's what us business owners want to do, is be able to network and just, look at cool technology, use it, see how we can grow our business. That's what we want to do. But without leads, without sales, without having all these stuff automated, the lifeblood of a business, then there's really no growth. So I hope you've been able to get some value. Because really, once you understand that when you are able to view everything, your marketing, in three, this is something that, I've learned from Dan Kennedy, Russell Brunson, which is if you're able to view marketing just coming out of three major industries of health, wealth, and relationships, and then everything you do and everything that you market should come out of these relationships. And it is actually your ability to go into a sub-market and a sub-niche, that market within these industries that really differentiates you, right? For example, health, dieting for women with XXX, and it's really identifying that person, right? And then that person wouldn't feel like, hey, I've tried this again, this is new and it's for me. So that's very important. Once you understand that, and you can work with an advertiser that gets that, and then they can do some amazing campaigns. It's just a little golden nugget there just to share, that everything is about perceived status. And I dare anybody to try and prove me wrong about this. I have, read from Russell Brunson about this, read some amazing people about their, what they think about this. Just to end my rant here, and it's pretty much, if no matter what, it's all about how we perceive our status on what other people think about us. So for instance, you'd say, okay, what about I'm a reasonable guy, I drive a reasonable car, I don't want to, I don't need the status, I don't need the stuff. Then you'd say it's dependent on your status of being reasonable, right? And whatever you do that makes you feel more reasonable is going to be increasing your value of that status, right? So in that case, in that perspective, in that lens, if you're able to hit that client avatar and tell them, hey, we have a way to increase your status, right? Then you'll be able to successfully market whatever product that you're looking to put out, whatever service you're looking to put out. Once you understand that, right, and not just that, but also take it deeper and look at your avatar status. So this all falls back to the customer journey, right? And when an agency is coming, they have to know that status of not just you, but also the status of who you are serving, right? So if you're a mortgage broker or real estate, if you're a realtor, right, and you're looking into this and marketing thing, and that agency owner has to actually not just serve you, but it's also serving that person who's looking to buy a home, right? And it's serving that person who's looking to refinance their home, right? Or purchase a home and needs a proper home loan, right? And doesn't want to go to the bank. Then in that case, that agency has to feel like they're serving that person too, right? Or else the whole marketing is fragmented. Most agencies feel like they're just serving that realtor or mortgage broker. And that's absolutely wrong. So I hope you guys found some value in those three main things, as well as some of the golden nuggets I shared at the end of the video. I hope to share some of the more of this stuff every week as I learn and immerse myself in this pretty cool industry, and also try and meet and try to interview people that are going to be sharing value and dropping secrets so that we can all save money and tons of thousands in experience, and instead just leverage the internet. I hope you enjoy this. Peace out.